In the early 1980s, heavy metal was undergoing a seismic shift. The new wave of British heavy metal, NWOBHM, had injected fresh energy into the genre with bands like Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, while punk rock's raw aggression resonated with disaffected youth. But it was in the suburbs of Los Angeles where a group of teenagers, armed with distorted guitars and a hunger for speed, would fuse these influences into something entirely new: thrash metal. At the forefront of this revolution was Metallica's 1983 debut album, Kill 'Em All. 40 years later, its breakneck tempos, razor-sharp riffs, and rebellious spirit continue to define thrash metal and inspire generations of metalheads. The birth of a genre, from garage jams to ground zero. Metallica formed in 1981 when drummer Lars Ulrich and guitarist-vocalist James Hetfield bonded over their love for NWOBHM and punk. They recruited lead guitarist Dave Mustaine and bassist Ron McGovney, crafting a sound that pushed metal's boundaries. Early demos like No Life Till Leather, 1982, showcased their urgency, but internal tensions led to Mustaine's ousting, later founding Megadeth, and the arrival of Kirk Hammett. With Cliff Burton on bass, the band entered the studio to record Kill 'Em All under producer Paul Curcio. The album's title, a nod to their frustration with the music industry, reflected their defiant attitude. Tracks like Hit the Lights, penned by Hetfield and Ulrich, and Metal Militia became anthems for a generation craving intensity. The band's DIY ethos, fueled by relentless touring and tape trading, cemented thrash metal's underground credibility. Kill 'Em All wasn't just fast, it was a calculated explosion of technical prowess and raw energy. Key innovations included speed and precision. Songs like Whiplash and Motor Breath clocked tempos exceeding 200 BPM, driven by Ulrich's double bass drumming and Hetfield's machine gun downpicking. This velocity became thrash's hallmark. Riff architecture. Hammett and Hetfield's interplay, as heard in The Four Horsemen, reworked from Mustaine's The Mechanics, combined NWOBHM melody with chromatic aggression. Palm-muted chugs and harmonized leads set a new standard for guitar work. Lyrical rebellion. Rejecting fantasy tropes, Metallica sang about motoring, no remorse, metal fandom, seek and destroy, and societal angst. Their authenticity resonated with fans tired of glam metal's excess. Production grit. The album's raw, unpolished sound, a product of its $15,000 budget, became part of its charm, emphasizing urgency over perfection. Kill 'Em All didn't just launch Metallica, it ignited a movement. The Big Four of thrash, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax, emerged, each citing the album as inspiration. Bay Area bands like Exodus and Testament followed, while European acts like Creator and Sodom adopted its ferocity. Thrash became a global phenomenon, with underground tape trading networks spreading its gospel. The album also bridged metal and punk communities. Covers of Diamond Head and Blitzkrieg tracks paid homage to NWOBHM, while the crossover appeal of songs like Am I Evil laid groundwork for genres like groove metal and death metal. 40 years later, Kill 'Em All remains a touchstone. Its DNA is audible in modern thrash revival. Bands like Power Trip and Municipal Waste channel its aggression. Extreme metal, death, and black metal pioneers credit its intensity as a catalyst. Mainstream recognition. Metallica's later success, e.g., Master of Puppets, traces back to this debut. Anniversary reissues and tributes keep the album alive, while fans debate its place versus Metallica's polished later work. Yet its primal energy remains unmatched, a reminder of thrash's roots in rebellion. Kill 'Em All wasn't just an album. It was a declaration of war on complacency. By merging metal's complexity with punk's fury, Metallica created a blueprint that reshaped heavy music. 40 years on, its riffs still ignite mosh pits. Its ethos still inspires DIY artists, and its legacy endures as the definitive thrash metal manifesto. As James Hetfield roared in Seek and Destroy, the album remains a relentless force, scanning the scene, hungry for vengeance, and forever changing the game.